I'm here. I'm here. Oh, I was telling you the story of the mysterious young woman who likes the prince. She wanted to take him to a place of the 7 lakes, but the prince didn't want to go. I think he had something else in mind. I'm not gonna tell you everything now. I don't want to spoil the whole story. Let's see what happened in this new episode. I hope you like it.
The next morning, very early, Alejandro was back in the square. If I'm lucky, he thought, I'll be able to see Isabel once again, and that excited him a lot. A messenger of the king caught his attention. He was in the center of the square, next to the water well, with a decree from King Louis III.
Thus, all the young people of the kingdom have been summoned by order of His Majesty King Louis III.
He approached to listen, along with many people gathered there. The messenger continued reading.
It is expected that all young people of marriageable age must present themselves at the castle as soon as possible. The king hopes to choose the future husband for his daughter, Princess Olivia.
Whispers were heard among the young people in the square. Some of them hurried to go to the castle, while others were not as motivated, thinking they didn't have any chance. He didn't pay much attention to it. His biggest interest for now was to be lucky enough to see Isabel again. As the evening approached, he couldn't believe it. His eyes had the joy of seeing Isabel once more. Both of them were delighted to see each other again, and that evening, as well as the following ones, they met in the town square.
I feel very happy by your side.
The young woman said to Alejandro,
It was lucky that I came to this town. You know, I could have taken the river path, and we would have never met.
I don't believe in luck, I believe more in destiny.
Well, bless destiny that allowed me to meet you.
And do you still want to go to the kingdom of the 7 lakes in search of fortune?
I don't think I have to go that far. The king of this kingdom is offering fortune, gold, and wealth. I heard it the other day in the square.
Alejandro said excitedly.
But I believe all of that is for whoever marries his daughter Olivia. Do you plan on marrying her?
The tone of the young woman was sad.
I'm not interested in his daughter. But I can try my luck to have something to offer you.
I don't need gold or silver. Your company is enough for me.
The young couple embraced each other. Several weeks passed, until one day, everything changed. The plaza looked very lonely and sad that day. At least, that's how it seemed to Alejandro, even though people were coming and going non-stop. Isabel hadn't gone to the plaza that afternoon. Suddenly, it started to rain, and the young man's tears mixed with the raindrops. Did I do something wrong? He wondered. Was it something I did? He thought. But no matter how much he thought about it, he couldn't imagine why the young woman hadn't returned that day. The next day was the same as the previous one, and the day after that, for a whole week, the young woman didn't show up in the plaza. The young man thought that maybe the girl had stopped loving him. He had no way to communicate with her, and he didn't even know where to look for her. Now he felt that leaving his home hadn't been the best decision. He thought about going back. Surely his father would be looking for him. But he had sworn not to return until he had found fortune. So one day he decided to go to King Louis III's castle. He had seen large and beautiful palaces before, but he had never seen a palace like this. Pillars of gold with embedded diamonds. Large windows with frames of rubies and emeralds. And it had vast gardens with trees and flowers from all over. And the view, a spectacular view of the Diamond Beach. Many young people were waiting for their turn to enter the castle. Some of them had set up tents to spend the night outside the castle. When the young man's turn came, a guard of the king signaled him to approach the door.
Where do you come from and what is your name?
from the north of Modoor. And my name is Alejandro.
You go through that hallway, and at the end, there is a large hall where they will talk to you.
The hallway was very long, and as he walked, he admired more and more the wealth of the palace. If I manage to win the king's favor, I can offer something to Isabel and prove to my father that his son is worthy of his name, he thought. Upon entering the hall, there was a very large table, and at the end of the table were 3 individuals: the king's magician, a counselor, and a maid. The magician signaled for him to approach, and he began.
The king requests 3 things that the young man who seeks to marry his daughter must have. If you fulfill the 3 of them, you can marry her.
The magician continued, with the approval of the advisor.
The first trial is that the king wants a strong man for his daughter. There is a place on the Diamond Beach where a hidden treasure is located.
In that place,
The advisor continued,
you will find one of the largest diamonds in the world. Additionally, there is a golden key that opens one of the palace vaults. The king's ancestors hid it there, and no one has been able to find it.
You will have to dig on the beach for 3 days and 3 nights, without resting. If you manage to do it, you will have proven that you are strong enough to proceed to the second trial.
concluded the magician. The young man wasn't thinking about marrying the king's daughter. For some reason, he couldn't stop thinking about Isabel. He still had hopes of seeing her again someday. If he passed this test, he could receive some reward from the king. That way, he would have something to offer Isabel when he found her again.
Will the prince see Isabel again? I don't know. Can the prince pass the test on the beach? I don't know. What will happen with the king and the magician and the young mysterious woman? There are so many things. But don't miss the next episode. And tell your little friends to watch all of them.